About people like Francis Atwoli, David Morade, advising the president. What is this about? All right, earlier on I was asking you about people like Francis Atwoli, David Morade, advising the president. What is this about?
No, I mean, David is my friend. I have a lot of regard for him. I mean, if he advises the president, I have no problem. I mean, he has the right intellect, he has the right personality, he has the right, he's a man of all. I like him a lot. He's my friend. But, but let me ask you, what advice can Atwoli give to the president, my foot? Atwoli is barely literate. I don't think he has gone to, what advice can he give to a president? I know he's one of your good customers when he comes to your show. But what advice can he give to president? Maybe crack jokes.
Grand Mullah.
Or throw telephones.
Let's face it, a lot of what he has predicted has come to pass. Let's face that, Grand Mullah.
No, please don't insult the intelligence of Kenyans. Atwoli is I think he's the chairman of Kenya Horticultural Workers Association. What has he done for workers? I mean, he has killed the trade unions. I mean, the trade union was a very important player in Kenyan politics and Kenyan economy. What has he done with the labor union? He left that, and then he's running around, peddling rumors as advice, and it's unfortunate, that is the tragedy of Kenyans. I mean, a trade unionist, instead of helping the workers in this country, is fighting William Ruto every day, is fighting other politicians, is addressing process. Why doesn't he perform his day job, which is to better the lives of the workers he represents?
All right, that was last week right here on the bench with the Grand Mullah, Senior Counsel Ahmed Nasir Abdullahi, talking about you as a trade unionist. And I know a lot of your members are watching tonight, and I'll get to that in a moment. But first, Lazima Mjibu, this is a right of reply.
No, I don't need to, because if you want to know who is illiterate, it is him. The work of the lawyer is to construct memorandum of companies, to build constitutions, to build structures, and to look into those positions who are heading those positions. That is the work the lawyers do. Even the registrar of trade unions must be a lawyer. You see, anybody who is in labor relations courts must be a lawyer. If a lawyer doesn't know the position of a leader of trade union movement in Kenya, he calls me chairman of a trade union. I don't know of which union. Is he qualified to talk about me? He doesn't know the position I occupy in labor movement. For his information, free of charge, I have never been a chairman of a trade union. A chairman chairs the meetings. The CEO of all trade unions, if it's private to any trade union constitution, is Secretary General. That is now COTU. Affiliate of COTU, you are a General Secretary. Secretary General. I am a Secretary General of the Central Organization of Trade Unions. I'm not chairman. So that depicts the picture, how illiterate, who is illiterate between me and him. Okay. And let me tell you, it is not all lawyers who are learned. If you saw his performance when Jubilee hired him, 2017 elections dispute in this country. Yeah. And I think that is why the Jubilee dropped him. He's bitter. He's talking about Ruto. He's talking about everybody. He doesn't know that Africa, Asia, and Latin America, we attained independence through labor movement. We are a pressure group. And when I was elected, I promised Kenyans that COTU, the Central Organization of Trade Unions in Kenya, will operate as an alternative organ for national guidance. We guide the nation.
Okay.
And it is not only here. Two, he is bitter because I've been a director of National Bank for 16 years. And at one time, he placed in a fee note of the work that he had not done it, amounting to about 100 million.
Yeah, you mentioned that already.
I mentioned that.
Yes, yes.
So, and a lot of things. And if you want to know, it's not qualified. 2014, he was hired by NSSF to defend the NSSF against the NSSF board appointing me and Jacqueline Mugo. He was paid in advance 10 million. I hired a junior lawyer because my senior lawyer, senior counsel, Judith Buzeru, was in the US. I hired a junior lawyer who is a lecturer in the Kenya School of Law, Achiando, with only 300,000 shillings that COTU paid him. And he outwitted him.
Okay.
And we were taken back on the board on 2015 September. Watch what his arguments when we had that 2017, as I said.
Yeah,
can you compare him with Paul Mwangi?
Okay.
Can you compare him with Amodo Tiende? Can you leave alone Orengo?
Okay, let's switch gears
This
now.
is a man who survives on blackmailing. Is known. Has he been elected? Has he faced an elected position? There is somebody who reminded him from Canada. And he brought all my elected positions, both local and international. I forwarded the same to him.
Okay, SG, let's switch gears now. You've said
Change, son.
I was waiting for that. Okay.
And let me tell you something.
No, wait. Let's switch gears. What is your problem with Deputy President William Ruto?
No problem at all.
Huh?
I've said this on several occasions. No problems at all. No personal problem. Even if you invited me tomorrow, I will take you there and we'll have a cup of tea. If I invite him, he might not come or he might come. 2014 is when I predicted that this is not the right person to deputize the president. I have said it 2014, immediately after 2013 elections. I have said it 2013, 2015, 2016, 2017. I've been on this bench telling you that he requires to hire good advisors if he was sent to power. At one time, I reminded him, and that clip has been going round, that he would have had a chance or opportunity of only 5 minutes to meet the retired and the late President Daniel Troitich Moi.
But he tried.
5 minutes.
He tried.
It would not be late. He was dismissive. This is a young man who by sheer good luck, or I don't know through which way, he managed to get some little man around him to end up into his head, could not listen. Moi would have told him as a deputy president or as a vice president, he would have given him a lecture of 5 minutes, how he can use that important position to ascend to power. And you know, anybody who used to see him, he knows each and every. You can't. I said this young man, he's a good fighter, he's swift in moving, he's a good politician, he can go places, but he requires an ardent, experienced advisor for him to ascend to power.
But SG, tell me something.
That is how I disagreed with it. And let me tell you before I finish.
Yes.
Moi used to tell us, siasa mbaya, maisha mbaya. If today, and I'm saying here and now, on a national television, if Kenyans made a mistake and elected William Samoei Ruto, they will regret. That will be the beginning of maisha mbaya for Kenya.
Why do you say that, SG? There was a deal that was made between the two of them. There was a deal. Why do you say that now?
If we make a deal and you don't respect me, does that deal weigh water? Nothing, my friend. We make with you a deal. We are friends. Every evening we are having a deal of having Clem-Vidish in the evening. We're at our rest place. After 10, 20 minutes, I find you in my bedroom. Can that deal hold water?
Okay, so what went wrong, SG? What went wrong between this relationship? Because let's face it, they were friends. They used to dress the same. They used to,
I think, and there is no a person who can persevere for a long time than President Uhuru Kenyatta. It took him a long time to persevere William Samoei Ruto.
Why?
Of which couldn't take his father to persevere, the late Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, the father of our Prime Minister Raila Odinga. Of which even Kibaki did not take one day to listen to Raila. Immediately after the elections, the NAC elections, he rushed to Sagana and he worked out on the cabinet, telling him this is the cabinet. It didn't take even one day to persevere and listen to him. But Uhuru took 5 years. When we were making noise, here there is a wrong person in the right position. And some people thought it was personal hatred. It wasn't a personal hatred.
Why do you say he's the wrong person?
He harbors hate. He knows each and everything. He articulates the policies of the head of the government when the head of state is there sitting in any function. He behaves as if he's already a president when there is a sitting president. And he doesn't forgive. Can I tell you what? You remember a young man from my country called Echesa, Rashid Echesa?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he wronged me. I have forgiven him. 3 weeks ago, I called him. I had one day praying that this is a young man who has future in Western Kenya, and William would have forgiven Jirongo. He was a driver to Jirongo. And he says Jirongo hakujipanga. What about if he became a president? He was his driver. He was recruited by Cyrus Jirongo.
Okay, so you seem to have a personal grudge
No
against...
personal grudge.
You seem to have one.
No
SG.
personal. I'm just trying to tell you, if he had the right, good advisors would have told him, look, the head of state is a head of state. A head of state is not a local chief. He's not an assistant chief. He's not an MCA. He's not even a local member of parliament. He is a head of state. And a head of state, even if it's your brother, like you are related to the head of state, your dad is his uncle. The mom of the president is your aunt. You are related. Huh? But you are always here. You cannot force your way to State House.
No, I can't.
So the head of state, and you are in the same political party, you must respect him.
Okay, so you...
All of us, we ascended to these positions we have because we respected those who are there before us.
Okay, let me ask you this. What does Ruto need to do now?
No, now he has done a very good thing. I think that advisor who advised him to keep quiet is one of the best advisors. If he keeps quiet like that, and let what has got to happen, let him not be confrontational, let him be remorseful. If it were me, I would look even for Raila Amolo Odinga. I would have breakfast with him. I would look for those people that he thinks, people like Matiang, and try to mend my fences with them. I would look for those people who are perceived opposed to me and sit with them and mingle with them and forget about politics for 3-5 months and then say, gentlemen, now can we start? You see how the things evolve fast, you know? Because let me tell you, Jeff, there are two things. There is no shortcut to riches. You can take it or leave it. You must struggle to become rich. Forget about those people who say, we want to make money. Riches are not made. Money are not made. Money you earn after working. Riches, you toil to be a rich person. You work for it. You must deliver. You must still be delivering. Through shortcuts, that your riches will just pass through shortcut again. And the other thing, there is no shortcut to political evolution, political changes. There's no shortcut. If he understands those two things, he must humble himself.
Okay, he must humble himself, but then you and your KANU have now come into the bedroom because you're KANU Damu.
Yes.
So now there's Senator Gideon Moi, there's Deputy President William Ruto, and they don't get, it's like oil and water.
Let me tell you, Jeff, every region has its own problems. Even if you came to Western Province, where I come from, for a long time I've been trying to put our leaders together.
Yeah, you haven't been successful. You haven't been successful.
Yeah, and you find some, they are good, yes. The ordinary Kenyans, the ordinary Luyas are together, but we'll find leaders suspecting one another. They don't want to come together. Even those who pretend they are working together, somebody wants to keep his own small party. They don't want to dissolve parties and come together. This in every region. You go to Eastern, go to Ukambani, you will find such like differences, political differences everywhere. Come to Kikuyu land. Find these young men, they are saying we are with the deputy president. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the majority in Central Province who are saying far, they are saying a leader is a God-given leader. no guarantee that you throw the one you have and then you will be able to get another one. Those debates, such debate is going on in Central Province. So what I'm trying to say is that Rift Valley is not unique. You will find, and not only this time, even during those days when Moi was there, we had people who are opposed to his leadership at that particular time. I don't want to mention them because I knew them very well. Most of them are no longer living. And Moi used to get opposition from that particular region. So it will not be unique for Ruto. But what I know, Ruto is such a rude leader. If he can compose himself, humble himself, get good advisors, he still have an opportunity after 2022.
What do you mean after? Not 2022?
Not 2022.
Huh?
Not 2022. This one I told you. I told you 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019.
Why?
2020.
Why?
Because you see, I've told you there is no shortcut to political changes, in other words. There's no shortcut. There are people who fought. Brilliant leaders like Paul Joseph Ngei, Masinde Muliro. Very brilliant leaders. Seronei, I wish you saw them. Arab Atwoli in Rift Valley.
I remember.
Yeah, you remember. Very brilliant leaders. But Moi emerged. He became the president. In the Kikuyu land, Builder Kagia, we had leaders. Koinange, the old man, the advisor of all leaders on the continent of Africa. The Koinange, the name you carry. It's not an easy person. You might not have seen him. I saw him myself. I listened to him. He came to my place to do a rambe for us, for our schools when he was the Minister of Education. Very brilliant fellow. You did see our Foreign Affairs Minister, Dr. Njoroge Mungai.
Yes.
This one was brilliant. You did not see Njindo Matiba, whom everybody thought he would be a president.
Yep.
The one who died recently, our first African mayor.
Yeah, Rubia.
Charles Rubia. These were brilliant leaders, but all of them, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, who was the most popular in Kenya, just like his son. He never ascended to become a president. So if you put all those people down there, you must tread carefully when you want to become a president. Because and also you must know presidency, that particular position. There are a lot of interests. It's not only that when you have a mama and support of people, not everybody. The market people, the people on the roads and streets cannot make you a president.
Who will make you president? The deep state people like you?
Not deep state.
It's you people.
Interests, both local and international. You must be measured and be seen that you are up to that particular high level of providing high quality leadership.
But let me ask you this, SG. The sympathy vote is swinging towards the deputy president. Let's face it, the sympathy vote, the hustler nation. They're all saying, you know what, you made a pact.
Let me tell you, there is nobody who has had sympathy votes in this country more than Raila Amolo Odinga. And even the people, the competitors, they go to bed knowing we don't know what will happen tomorrow. It might be 50-50. And sometimes you can be convinced this fellow won the elections. So don't worry about the sympathies drifting or so and so is having a lot. Things change in one, dramatically things have changed. And you can see even what is happening now. People will change in 2 minutes' time to the elections. So don't be deceived. If popularity was to make somebody be a president, Joseph Martin Shikuku, who was my MP for 36 years, would have been a president. He could not walk on Nairobi streets, people mobbing him, as a popular politician in this country.
Okay, so
James Seronei. So are popular leaders.
So what is the end game here, SG? What is the end game?
The end game is that the 2020 elections.
2022.
2022 elections, yes, sorry. 2022 elections lies in the hands of the handshake. Can take it for free. Whoever they will settle on, if they don't, I don't know. if they don't disagree. But as I've told you, in politics, one day is 100 years. You know that. Anything can happen at any time. There is no that guarantee. That is why I'm telling you that even if you ask me who will be the president or who will be the presidential candidate or who will win 2022 elections, I will tell you I don't know. Can't lie to you.
Will William Ruto be on the ticket?
Yeah, of course, he can be on a ticket. He might be on a ticket, not most likely Jubilee ticket, but he can be on a ticket. On a ticket, even you can form your party today. That's what the Constitution provides. And you are allowed to be on a ballot box, but you can't win elections. That alone cannot guarantee you to be a victor.
Will Gideon Moi be on the ticket?
That one I can't tell you. But currently, you know, I am Kanu. We are closely working with Jubilee, and we will decide when the time comes. Jubilee might decide to go its own way, or that coalition might remain, and others come in to build a very big coalition.
Will Raila be on the ticket?
That one I can't tell you up to now.
Is there
As I've told you, anybody can be on a ticket at any given time.
Is there anything you can tell me? You seem to be sitting on the fence now.
No, but I told you even when I was here on 23rd of October last year, please wait until 2021. Even us in Western Province, we are going to have Buhungu too, 2021. If we did it right now, we will be lying to Western Kenya people that we know where the political direction is leading us to. So it is not a question of saying, in politics, I've told you, one day is like 100 years. I was asking you last time when you were saying, oh, we have Tangatanga, we have Kieleweke, we have what? Oh, this one has majority in parliament, has majority. Let nobody deceive you. Politics is you know, at one time, and I reminded you this thing, we went to see the late Sharif Nasir. He was a very good leader. After Ronald...
He was a sycophant.
Not a sycophant.
He was.
He wasn't. After Ronald Ngala, he led the Coast people in a very wonderful direction of politics. He was the most undisputable leader of the Coast people. And we went to see him in Mombasa as labor leaders because of problems facing workers at the coast. We wanted his intervention. The old man told us, gentlemen, when we asked him, because we were nearing the elections, how will be the elections? He told us in a Swahili word which says, siasa, sihasa.
Siasa?
Sihasa. You see?
Yeah.
And at our place, there is a reptile, something which looks similar to a snake, but it's not a snake, it doesn't bite. It has no head and doesn't have tail. Sometimes it's swallowed by any bird, big bird like eat a hen or something like that. But then again, it will reappear. It has no head. If it hits this way, it starts going this way. It hits this way, it has no tail, nor a head. That is how politics is. So right now, to be sure that so-and-so is going to be a president, that's because you can remember very well when Moi was retiring. So many people thought Musalia Mudavadi, who was around him, could be a president. People didn't know Kibaki was going to become a president. And even when Kibaki was retiring, he had made a proposal that Mudavadi would be the right person because nobody will re-elect a Kikuyu. Yeah. And Uhuru emerged from nowhere. He became popular. Can
Mudavadi still be?
It depends, I don't know. He's still a leader. Anybody in leadership, anything can happen. As I've told you. You don't dismiss a political leader.
All right, let's take a break.
But you can predict on what will have to happen.
Yeah. So a viewer is asking before we go to break, what is your track record politically? What numbers do you command? You have never proved that you have numbers, and we know you don't control the labor movement.
I do.
You don't?
I took labor movement, Jeff, when we were part 300,000, when we had 300,000 members. We are 4 million members of the Central Organization of Trade Unions with 44 affiliates. When I took over, we had only 17 affiliates. And so many more who have applied to come on the board. We are undisputable in Africa. It's after Nigeria, Labour Congress with 5 million, COTU with 4 million,
Yeah.
Ghana with almost 1.5 million, and then COSATU, which used to control with 7 million. Now, because when we started, we had Kanu in COTU, and so we went down to 300. Now, COSATU is also going down in South Africa. So we are still the giant of Africa. And that is why I speak for Africa.
Okay.
We'll elect somebody who doesn't have following and membership. And that is why I'm number 2 in the world, Jeff.
So,
Listen to me, Jeff. And if you see somebody, these people who normally complain,
Yes.
say, oh, Atwoli does not command anybody, Atwoli
Yes.
the labor movement.
Atwoli needs to retire.
They are not members of the trade union movement. Under this corona problem, we have entered into a wonderful agreement between COTU and the government.
Yeah, but
and between my union and the employers
But a lot of
to keep jobs.
a lot of your people are out of work.
Yeah, because of the situation that we are in now, but they are protected. Simply, we have an agreement after coronavirus. They will claim back their
All right,
positions.
let's take a break. Come back. I'm going to ask you about one Dr. Mukisa Kitui, who you disagreed with a while back, but you patched up.
No, yeah, of
Could
course.
he be a candidate?
Yeah, sure.
Huh?
No, I don't know whether he will be a candidate, but he's one of the bright
He is a bright man.
sons of this
He is a
country.
bright man.
Yeah.
Keep tweeting. SG is in the house. He says he still commands a labor force of what, 4 million?
4 million.
Wow, that's a huge electorate. Keep tweeting at Koinange Jeff, at Citizen TV Kenya, the hashtag JKLive. JKLive takes a break. We'll be back and we'll answer your questions in a little short while. Back in a moment.